the second part of the session, very simple. We have 5 teams who didn't qualify for the World Cup but are here. We will count Numitri as a Latvian startup instead of the US one. So we have like a full team here. But yeah, very international lineup here today. As a kind reminder, each team gets a 5-minute slot for pitching and 4 to 5 minutes for questions. And the questions are going to be expected to come from you. But without further ado, I will give the floor to Amr from Numitri, and we can give him a warm round of applause as well again.
Hi, everybody. All right, let me walk you through Numitri. Basically, what it is when you're thinking about for the user, there's banking data, there's investment data, there's crypto data. When you think about transaction data, financial transactions. So what we do is we try to provide the context behind every transaction. So if a user is going to a restaurant, for example, when you think about traditional fintech apps, you look at your bank for classification. So when you're spending, you see, okay, dining or travel and so forth. This is great from an accounting standpoint if you're trying to file your taxes or figure out where your money went. But to really try to understand what's the decision behind the spend, you got to understand the context. So when I'm going to travel, is that a business trip? Is that a personal trip? Am I going on vacation? Am I going to work? That's what we're trying to infer with what we built at Numitri. So we take transactions, we try to understand the context behind every transaction. And the reason we do that because people are different. You can't fit everybody in a budget and saying 60-40. You got to understand the needs and the wants. And by understanding the context, you can start understanding the excess capacity for the user. And that excess capacity can be moved into how do you help somebody building an emergency fund? So how do you help somebody around how much you put in the emergency fund if you don't know how much they're spending and so forth? So what we're doing is we're taking transactions and we'll provide that context as signals that for fintechs, for banks, and with one product, we can understand signals that can be for a lot of different use cases. So it's across the banking, investment, crypto, that's what we did. And those services can be used for helping with fintechs with activation, for example. A lot of the time you download, there's a lot of banking apps out there. And one of the challenges, like you open the app and it's like, okay, I can connect my accounts, I can fund my wallet, but then what do I do? That aha moment is missing from a lot of apps. Because of that trust, like you're getting the same generic advice, there isn't differentiator, but think about it, if you open an app, it's like, okay, you just got paid, we run all the numbers, and there's 200 euro access. Should I move that to savings? It's a different experience. And that's what we're trying to target with this. So this is the team. We're really heavily on advisors. We've been really great. So on the advisory, we have Kwasi Kwarteng, the ex-UK Chancellor. He's advising us on macro because, again, when we think about the global system, we're looking at banks, regulations, policies, and so forth. So he's been really helping with that. Dr. Thomas, he's decision psychology, wrote in the behavior. And he's been on all the behavior models we're building. There's Numitri, I've been working on it for about 2 years in terms of the models itself. And there's a patent pending, and it takes a lot of, how do you merge decision-making, behavior aspects. There's about 20 different models that integrated the core engine itself. Ahmed is a good friend of mine. He's been 30 years, it's early Google days. Most of the Google offices in Europe, he's been involved in that. And right now he's the head of monetization at Meta. So all the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads you see, that's his team. And he's one of our hardest critics. Glenn was one of my first manager at Bank of America. He did Jeffries, built Jeffries after that, done the investment, so he's helping with that. Zayu Pai, he just joined us last week and helping out on the credit decisioning, on the signals for the credit. So that's one thing we're using right now for helping people that don't have enough credit history be able to get qualified for loans. So we found that can be helpful with this. And Sibella, she's actually from here, Latvia, so she joined also. She's been helping us on the sharpening story for the fundraising. And on the team, Matt Lacoste, his product is going to be joining Christina to work with each other's districts, operations, Sammy, Eugene, and Ty. Most of the team actually is going to be here in Latvia next week. And where we are right now, we're actively working with 2 reseller partnerships, finalizing, and that's the goal right now, finalizing. We should be announcing those partnerships soon, and then we have about 16 other conversations right now with banks and core banking. Business model, 550 on the lower end, depending on the size of the client, and that's, I think, that's where we are.
All right.
Any questions?
Maybe just the first question, just to start it off. In very one simple sentence, can you describe what is your product providing? What is the output of it?
So we're providing signals to banks, so to fintechs, depending. They give us transactions, we give them back signals. So let's look at, for example, the lending product. So for as a lending institute, you're going to get signals around the affordability for the user, the stress, toward end of month stress as an example, the lifestyle index of the user, understanding, for the most of the signals can be combined in a credit decision for lending.
Okay. Yes, yep.
Continuing this same question, it feels like this technology could also be sort of reversed in a sense that I, as a user inside my bank app, get insights on my spending habits, on my credit abilities, on my investment advice, quote unquote. Yes, no.
Yes, and there's, I mean, we're starting with the simplistic way right now is the lending, but the system gets in really different, interesting behavior. It's like, okay, most of it is targeted to help users understand their behavior inside financial products. So I give you an example. If somebody has got paid and we can see a pattern that they have a healthy debt-to-income ratio, but some bills are not getting paid as an example, and there's a sign of procrastination. Most of it is behavior. When you think about the delta between the average investor's return and the S&P and so forth, everybody's going after fees, but fees is a very small percentage. If you're actively trading, most of that is behavior when you think about it. So if we see a pattern like this, that translates, for example, if they are investing and they're buying a stock and that stock is going down, they're not going to sell it. So for that, the signal might be you need a stop loss. And same thing, so we can start observing behavior in the banking that get translated to the investment to help the user, how do you make better financial decisions. It's more of just having an understanding of how did those decisions work and what was the reason behind it within that.
Other questions? I know that we have a few fintech people in the room. Questions. All right, if no more, do you have a follow-up?
I can ask one more question, sort of to keep the ball rolling if we have some time. Banks existed for a very long time. They have an ability to hire the smartest people there are. They have seemingly infinite capital that they can dedicate to building something like that. Why haven't they? Have they? And what's your vision there?
This is hard to really build. So, and having worked in banks and so forth. So if you think about it today, let's look at who's in the space right now. And let's call it what it is. Like when you look at the benchmark on the fintechs, but Revolut, right? And Revolut is just, there's distribution. So all about they're buying licenses, they're expanding. So what they've built, there's still huge upside in terms of monetization, being able to continue the distribution. So there's no incentive to go and build something like this because what they built already, there's a lot of markets for them to get. Everybody, for a lot of other banks, still trying to compete with Revolut. How do you get to feature parity? So you're providing functionality that exists. And that gives us, we're we're a small firm going to compete with billions. So that's why this is not an easy, and we look at it, it's like there's enough in the market for them to go and capitalize. There's no incentive to go and build this. One day somebody would, but I think that leaves us an opening right now around how do you compete by providing something they don't offer.
Answers?
Just one will understand the product of the end. So what you are doing, you are interpreting private person data. So is there some data protection angle?
Yes, yeah, huge. So everything can be turned off within the system. The user understands in terms of all the data that's getting, and they have the ability to turn that. Everything is auditable at the same time. So every signal we're generating is fully auditable within the system. So they understand how the signal is generated and all the data.
And he knows that these data go to the bank, and bank will offer some product.
Correct. Got it. So part of the integration we're integrating with, they need to disclose that to the user around how their data is going to be used.
There is one Latvian startup who is doing similar thing, but they are doing this in Asia just because of data protection aspects. That this is not that good to do that legally.
If you're providing a value added for the user and explaining to them how their data is getting used, how you're protecting their data, how you're encrypting it, how you're applying. So we're looking at all that. So we have an EU system, we have a US system. We're combining. So US, we have SOC 2 here. We're looking at the GDPR, data privacy. So you're providing all the part of the integration is here's all the ability to turn on and turn off, and here's the data, how it's being used. At the end of the day, you're trying, yes, with the service itself, you're helping somebody. Like a lot of people's like, how much should I put in saving? When do I invest? And if you can provide this capabilities to a bank to help the user and they understand the value they're getting, then it's up to them to make the decision how their data is used.
All right, we're out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, I would like to welcome on stage Hang, representing Green Factory AI.
Hi everyone, I'm very happy to be here in Riga, my first time. I just arrived today and leaving tomorrow. And so I heard from Emil that fintech is a hot topic here in Latvia, and today I'm walking you through to industrial AI. So a bit about myself. I'm originally from Vietnam, and I came to Helsinki 19 years ago to do my PhD in computer science. And after that, I worked as consultant for a couple of companies, for example, Accenture, Finland. And in 2016, I founded my first company. It was also in AI, and 2.5 years after that, it was acquired by a company in Japan. Has been working with factories for 9 years and helping them to utilize AI machine learning to control the factories. Back a couple of years ago, I found that actually there's no such company providing a product for them. And whenever they want to build a solution, they have to hire very expensive consultant to build some solution which not able to scale through their processes. And that's why in 2024, I founded Green Factory AI with other two co-founders. And what we built, we call AI native production intelligence for industries. So why industry? So we are living in 2026 and still industry having huge gap in efficiency. Every year, factories losing 400 billions because they are over-consuming energy, chemicals, and raw materials. And sustainability is no longer optional to them. It's became highly regulated by business requirements. The complexity in the industries is unmanageable, especially now experienced worker retiring, right? And today, the workflow in the factory is still very complicated, involving a lot of people, still a lot of manual work, and all the system is very disconnected. We identified three most potential areas we can help factories to be better. They can be better in scheduling the production, they can be better in the recipe, and be better in controlling the equipment. So Green Factory AI, we have a suite of software application to solve those three problems. And for now, we are focusing on process control, helping them to optimize the controlling the equipment in real time. So our software installed in the factory connected to their system. We read the live data from their system, for example, temperature, machine speed, or chemical doses. Our AI machine learning model predict the product quality, also energy and chemical consumption, and the algorithm can calculate the optimal set point configuration. And those configurations will be sent back to the system and directly steer the system, right? So we have been developing our software product with 6 pilots, and now we just last month we signed 3 contracts to deploy our solution to the production lines in 3 mills in Germany, Sweden, and Belgium. From the 6 pilots, we have together with factory identify the potential of saving up to 7 to 10% in some cases, energy consumption or chemical consumption. In one pulp bleaching plant, we have identified 3 million saving per process per year. So that's the reason why customers move forward to integration. So we have a subscription model, 100,000 per process per year, which equivalent to 10 to 20% of the saving that they can achieve. We also have performance-based pricing. Our strategy is to land and expand. So we want to be successful in first use cases and then expand within the enterprise accounts. We start with pulp and paper. There's up to 1,000 factories in Europe and 5,000 factories worldwide. We see the potential to extend to chemicals, iron, steel, cement, all together 20 times bigger than pulp and paper, so tens of thousands factories worldwide. For now, we focus on winning multi-size customers in Nordics and in Germany. We focus on direct sale and also through partners. And next step, we will expand to US and Asia. So our team, combination of experienced industrial expert in our board and very young and talented engineer in Helsinki, in Stockholm, and US. So we are recognized as a promising industrial AI startup in Europe. We also already have our software in the Microsoft Marketplace. For now, we raised 1 million to speed up our customer acquisition and also strengthen our technological foundation. Previously, we raised almost 600,000 from VCs and angels in Finland, and also got the R&D runs from the Finnish government. Yes, so here we are. Thank you very much.
All right, questions? Yes, Vitaly.
How much factories, for example, in Europe, your potential, let's say that you count all of them, that you can, let's say, automate or
I think we if we say about pulp and paper, it's already almost 1,000 mills in Europe. And if we see about other industries, can be 20 times bigger. We also start to looking for opportunity to pilot our products in decreased manufacturing, which even more. But that we see that a huge opportunity already in Europe. But we also see even bigger opportunity in Asia and America.
Yes.
What was the valuation wrong?
For now.
Yes. You're raising 1 million?
We are raising 1 million for 15%. Or what do you mean?
Well, the valuation, because it wasn't successful.
The valuation that you're putting on the round. You're raising 1 million at
For 15%.
15%.
Yes.
And why? How do you calculate that? Based on what?
Yeah, so based on our progress and based on benchmark with other companies in the same categories, and in the previous round, our valuation was 4 million.
Can you quickly maybe elaborate? You said you have 6 paid pilots. How much are they paying for the pilots?
That is not recurring revenue yet, but in total is 40,000 from those. Yeah.
Okay. Artis? Yes.
Without me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Microsoft's platform, marketplace.
marketplace,
So
yes.
how is that going? And can customers just download it and set it up by themselves, or they need your consulting?
Right. So first step now we have our application there, which they will contact us. Next step we started now to have a transactional application there, which means that they will download the whole platform. We have a technical team will support them to deploy into their environment.
But you haven't made any sales yet on Microsoft.
Not yet. It just very recently. Yeah.
Yes, question over there.
Yeah, well, energy is my subject, so I wonder, given that these days every second startup has AI in the name, I wonder what exactly are you collecting, what kind of information, and what does AI does in this particular process, apart maybe from pulp business that would apply for other sectors as well. Thanks.
Yeah. So we built a machine learning model from historical data, and the data here is like a time series of temperatures, for example, machine speed, and so on. For a specific example of paper making, we optimize the steam and gas consumption and try to minimize. From the pilot, we saw that the potential can be up to 6% for them, which is really huge for pulp and paper.
All right. A question from my side. You're integrating with each of these factories' internal systems. How much time does it take, and how much resources does it take from you?
Right. So a bit background that the system in the factories can be coming from multiple vendors like ABB, CMN, Honeywell, and so on. They're all following a standard for data interfaces like OPC UA, REST API, or MQTTs. We have all the connectors that we can connect directly to that system. Of course, we still need to, get the historical data and build the new context for model to learn the new prediction task. So roughly, it takes 4 weeks to do the integration.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, the online audience, we don't have a microphone connected. If you want, you can ask the questions afterwards. We will find out the answer. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, one last question.
I have a quick one. So, things don't change in factories that often, right? You have a machinery, it's supposed to serve you like 20 years, 30 years, whatever. So I hire you, you bring in 4 weeks, you kind of, analyze, I don't know how long it takes to reach that optimal quote unquote state. As a customer, do I have then the option to just say, okay, thank you guys, I don't want the subscription anymore. I'm running at an optimized version. Is that a thing, or how does that work?
Right. So actually, it's always start with a recipe, and when they have already optimized the recipe, they still need to adjust the machines all the time. So without any automation or optimization software, they have to do it by themselves in reactive way, meaning that they measure something, wait for a couple of hours or days, then change accordingly. So the benefit always is compared when they run our solution to when they not running our solution.
Okay.
So that the continuous optimization is needed here. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next up on stage, I would like to welcome Annika, representing Machinery.
Hello, very nice to be here. First time pitching in Riga. I'm from Tallinn. We are located in Tallinn, but my co-founder is Swedish, so it's an Estonian-Swedish entity and company. Machinery is becoming a transaction infrastructure for heavy equipment trade. What I mean by heavy equipment is all kinds of construction equipment, agriculture, commercial vehicles, trucks, trailers, material handling and mining. All together combined, it's a big industry. 600 billion worth of equipment is traded annually every year. And it's only the used, and we are focusing on used heavy equipment. The issue in this, wow.
Okay, that's a new one. Let's do it manually. I will switch the slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
The issue with this industry is that it's very old-fashioned. It's not digitized almost at all. Even though there are, of course, similar solutions like Machineric, SaaS solutions for heavy equipment traders, it's still really few of them. And most of the companies that we are onboarding and kind of like are coming from Excel sheets and Word documents and WhatsApp messages. That's the reality. And also these companies who trade with heavy equipment and sell heavy equipment, what this results in is that 30% of the stock in general is sitting idle in the yards. Nobody knows about it, nobody knows the margins, why it's sitting, and there are buyers for these machines, and they just don't get to the market. Also, the data is very much scattered. Of course, very often is some CRM solution used, accounting system, ERP, but they are not connected. And actually the machine data, that is the most important data, is not coming through. And that results in margin leakage. Oh, sorry. So what Machineric offers is, for now, a SaaS solution for heavy equipment traders and dealers. The most important part, of course, is the heavy equipment data input and data quality. It needs to be standardized because we also do a lot of integrations to different heavy equipment marketplaces, and also for data analytics. It depends a lot whether this excavator had this or that bucket, whether this mining machine was mining gravel or sand. It makes a huge difference. That's why the data quality and then the standardization in this is very important. Until today, 320 million worth of equipment is recorded sold through Machineric in 3 years. We have 45 paying dealers in Europe. Most of them in Sweden, Estonia, Lithuania, Netherlands, Spain, Norway, Finland. It's a very international industry, so it's kind of like we grow with the leads and the dealership networks. And of course, most importantly, we can grow with the network effect. We close Volvo Trucks, they run our auctions on our platform, and baba, the Volvo Trucks dealers all over Europe start joining as well. Yes, and we are growing month by month and all good. Coming back to this slide, as said, 320 million is recorded sold, but we know that actually this represents only 1/3 of the equipment that is actually sold through our system. In total entered and majority sold is actually close to 1 billion that has gone through to Machineric, but we are not tracking it properly. And this is what we are doing at the moment, that from this simple SaaS solution that is focusing on sales and marketing, we are expanding and trying to capture more workflows and what is actually happening with these machines. Starting from inspections, the calculations, whether you decide if you want to buy it in or not, based on your historical data, renting out, sending offers, closing the deal, signing agreements, And on top of that, we can umbrella multiple third-party solutions to this, because all of our customers need transportation, insurance, escrow, financing. We can package this. We can offer transparency and security for these companies who want to offer these services, and our customers can get better deals. Yes, so from SaaS tool to transaction engine, we are already using the success fee and transactional pricing model for the auction feature, but with the improvements in the tool, we want to expand it to all the areas of our software. Yes, thank you. This is our team, my colleague Ann-Sofi from Sweden and Mailis from Estonia, and we are raising a bit.
All right.
Thank you.
Questions? Yes, Nikita.
Yes, Lolly startup, I really like to be SaaS. Can you tell me what are your competitors?
Yes, I don't have them listed here, but we have, for example, Tracer Software from Germany, CDK, a global company, Crunk from UK, Ritchie Bros Asset Solutions. But to be honest, when we talk to customers, we don't meet these competitors too often. The most problematic competition to us is Salesforce, because if a dealership has gone using Salesforce, that is very expensive, and they need to customize it for heavy equipment and so on, then they have paid so much for this project that it's so hard to get them away from there. So to us, biggest threat is Salesforce in that sense.
And what's your burn rate currently?
Burn rate 20 something.
So you're profitable already?
A burn rate, like we are burning 20K per month.
Are you profitable?
250K per last month, so that means that you're more or less profitable.
No. That was, this is ARR, unfortunately.
Yes, ARR, so 20.
Yes, it's 22. Yes, 22 is the monthly recurring fee. Of course, it's also, we have the success fee component now more and more coming on, but we are spending still more than we earn.
Okay, you're earning 22 a month,
Yeah.
you're spending 20.
Yeah, we are burning 20, meaning we are spending 40.
Very good clarification.
Next question.
Yes, other questions?
In which countries you can operate?
Sweden is, the most customers are from Sweden, because there are also a lot of manufacturers, a bigger market than Estonia. And then Spain is surprisingly very open. Of course, Netherlands, we want to expand more because there are a lot of traders there. Finland, Estonia, Baltics, they kind of like, they are easy to gain with. We get, for example, we closed the John Deere dealership in Estonia. Now Finland is following, then Sweden will be following, then Lithuania will be following, hopefully Latvia. So it's with the dealership networks, it's good to grow, because also very important is that majority of the trades are done between dealerships and dealers and traders, not with the end users and end customers. So if the more dealerships and traders use, the better they can do business between themselves as well. Stock sharing and,
Okay, are they placing those machineries on the platform, and then you are connecting the buyer and the dealer, or the dealers kind of seeing, okay, I need this truck or this machinery, and then connect directly, or how do you know that they made a contract?
Now we don't. I mean, we know because they enter this data into Machinery, kind of like they use Machinery also as a CRM system and stock management system. And in 35% of the cases, we know actually that between who the deals are made, with what prices and so on. But that's what we want to do, to offer more sticky solution to capture more of that data. Because currently majority of the customers, we can't measure that too much because we are not offering all the solutions yet for that.
All right, thank you very much. We're out of time.
Okay, thank you.
Now on to defense tech. Giving the floor to Andres. You can take the microphone over there.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andres and co-founder and CEO of Rannan. We are a very new company in defense, but as this company, but not completely new in defense and building technical stuff. So we are building ammunition for drones. Basically, we are building small rockets. So their drone production have reached industrial scale. There are a lot of companies building drones, and for example, Russia is building 400 Shahed-type drones per day. And this problem is problem that is for each country which is bordering with Russia. So let's take as an example, for example, Latvia. So we have a border with Russia, of course. And during a drone incident during 2024, National Armed Forces deployed RBS 70 units near border in an alert state, so to protect borders. But as you see in the map, the range of these units are relatively small. So it's very hard for them to engage low-flying, small targets. We have a solution. We could increase this range by our system 20 times. So, and this is very similar to solution what you have seen, most of you have seen recently when fighter jets scrambled and shot down target with a missile. Our solution is small, unguided rocket system, which could be mounted to drones. So we have this small rocket, and we could launch multiple rockets against targets. The key thing is that drone is recoverable, so that we are returning back, reloading, and completing the next mission. So we are building small rocket which could contain, and it's containing explosive part, so high explosive part, and proximity fuse. So where we are, so what we are doing, we are extending range, so it's very important for this part. We are adding precision and very low cost per kill, per mission. So we are building these rockets as intentionally as cheap as possible, so we are eliminating all parts which are not needed for them. So, sorry. And we are the team who built the first guided missile in Baltics. So we have experience in building rockets. We have experience in business development. We have experience in engineering in general and also in defense. Now we are at TRL 5. We have functional rocket. It's flying. We did dozens of tests. All tests performed exceptionally good. We have consistency in flight. And now, next steps where we are moving, we are going to demonstrate a full air-to-air kill, so to receive, to have a TRL 6. Afterwards, we are going to Ukraine, demonstrate it in real environment. And afterwards, then we will start pilot production. So I would like to show a small video from previous tests. What you see, it's a demonstration in Celia Polygon. We did tests together with other company. We have also secured several drone companies from Latvia with whom we are partnering and integrating our system in their drones. And for now, we are asking for investment of 500,000 euros for reaching operational prototype level and also for reaching first contracts. Thank you.
Yes, Hans.
Wanted to ask whether you are using any grant funding in development?
Yes, actually, we have first part we have its investment from Latvian Investment and Development Agency, what we have reached. And to mention to all you, we are a very new company. We are 3 months old company. So already we have this part. And we have also other grant about what I can't currently talk. In private, maybe I could discuss with you. But we have secured some money also.
Nikita.
Obvious questions again. What's the valuation?
The valuation currently is 4.5 billion, and for this we are asking 500,000.
Okay. Second question is, what's your know-how?
Yes. So about know-how. So as I told, we have already experience in development of rocket systems. So guided rocket systems. And therefore, we are capable to develop unguided rocket system because we exactly know what should be eliminated from this system so that it's much more effective and cheaper than any kind of system which is guided. So we don't need additional sensors and etc. etc.
Do you have any patents on that or?
Not yet, but we have several things which are patent pending, and we as soon we will do it.
After the Selina polygon, what did the government say?
They were quite excited, and actually we had a discussion with one of representatives of national forces and during drone summit, and his direct text was, we need this system already, and we needed it already yesterday. So they have very supportive. We are working together with Unmanned System Center, with National Armed Forces, and also already we have demonstrated it to Estonian Armed Forces.
Are they ready to sign a binding contract for sale?
I can't answer for it now, but most probably yes. So there is no direct answer because for demonstration we need to reach this TRL6 so that it's full kill chain so that we could demonstrate all capabilities. But initial, say, their feedback is very, very positive.
Yeah.
So what is then going to be the first sales? Are you going to be selling the technology to like a factory to do the production?
So we are going to build a rocket part and system part, and then we are integrating it together with partners who are drone builders. So we already have figured out several of them, not only locally but globally. So, and then it's business to business deal. So they are selling drones as a system together with our rockets.
Any ideas on the margins? Like what do you expect to?
We are expecting somewhere in the region of 60%.
60.
60.
Yes, one last question.
Yeah, what is the landscape of these particular solutions in NATO bloc and Ukraine probably?
So I could explain on this part. So there are quite a lot of initial projects. So all bigger primes are trying to jump on this, so they are building drones with attached rockets. For them it's simply because they are attaching already existing rockets to their existing drones. But all these systems are quite heavy priced, so they are very expensive. In Ukraine, they are improvising, and we already get feedback from Ukrainians. They also need such system. For them, it's very important. And already we have discussed different scenarios where it could be used. There are several startups who are claiming that they are building something very similar. From what we have seen, this level of readiness is, say, very different. So from them, some are good, some are not so. But none of these startups have this previous experience in building rocket systems. Bigger primes, and so both in Europe and America, so they, of course, there are building similar systems, but as I said, they are quite expensive, and for them, usually the problem is producing them in large quantities. These systems are old legacy systems which are very complex and very expensive. We are planning for each round of this somewhere of region less than 1,000
So,
in quantities.
sorry, we're out of time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, and last but not least for today, Simona, representing Perfection 42.
So furniture e-commerce is a big market of 142 billion in size. And it is facing, I would say, prehistoric problem, naming product photography. Please raise your hand if you have bought something online and it looked really, really nice on the web, and then when it came, it was not so good, like meh. All of us know that feeling, yeah? Not really nice. And now imagine that, that this button works. Yeah, so that you are actually that furniture brand that has huge items to do photo shoots for, like sofas, tables, chairs, and you need really nice photos to sell those items online. And for you, it costs around 2,000 euros per item and takes 3 months to deliver. And imagine that in your warehouse, actually, you have not one item and you have 1,000 of those. And the price is a lot bigger. And the time to deliver is decades of studio work. So this is why we created Perfection 42. And we are solving this particular problem and building a platform to turn furniture data into photorealistic visuals at scale, delivering in minutes, not in months, and of a fraction of that cost. And we launched our product 10 months ago, and we already have 20 customers. And Bison Commerce is one of our biggest customers, so they have actually over 1 million of items in their stock. And they have a really big problem because they need to do photo shoots for 40,000 items a month. So you can imagine the size. And it would be completely impossible physically, but with us, we can do it in hours. And in this case, we did 16,000 images in 5 hours for 5,600. Then the other client of ours that is more high-end is Blomus. So this is a German company. And they had this fear working with us. They thought that, well, generating with AI will look cheap. And actually, what we did, we delivered 100 studio quality images in an hour, and they couldn't distinguish the difference between the real photo shoot and our work. This is very slow, but yeah. So after we did a pivot into enterprise sales, we saw 3.1 quarter-over-quarter growth, and we increased our first contract value 7 times. And we are moving pretty quickly right now. And one thing that I am actually very happy about, that all those customers that we landed this year, we actually didn't lose any of those. All customers that we signed this year, they are still with us, and they are growing and buying second time. And our markup is from 15 to 1,000%, depending from the plan they choose. It will work.
I think you have to show it there, or not. I'll change it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll change it, sorry.
Yeah, change please.
Yes.
So how our business model looks like. So we have 2 different types of clients. We have smaller companies that usually use our self-service model, and this is a SaaS, proper SaaS model that starts from 99 euros per month. And then we have more sophisticated plan for high-end brands and bigger companies, white glove managed self-service. And that starts from 5,000 first ticket.
I'll change it.
Thanks. And how we differentiate ourselves between the competitors, because I think that the question that I get the most is like, everybody is doing that right now, what is your moat? So this is the first thing that I hear. And actually, we are not saying that we are AI native, even though we are AI, so we use different kind of solutions. But our strength is not just in the models. And actually, for us, it's even better if it becomes more commodity, because that means that we can serve our customers cheaper. So our mode comes from different things. So first one is infinite automation. So we can deliver thousands of images for you in hours. The second is seamless integration. So this is where our strength comes. So our goal is to make sure that our solution is integrated into their processes as seamlessly as possible. And the third level that now we are raising for actually is performance optimization. So we want to make sure that our clients not just has the pictures, but actually they have the best pictures for that particular audience. Please change.
Yes.
And we are raising now 1.5 million seed round. And we have already 200K invested from different angels in Lithuania. The most notable ones are Vinted Crowd and Anno Gilvi. We also have an angel in FIBAN, lead angel in FIBAN right now, and we're raising there as well. And two reasons, two goals for us for this round is first is to optimize our sales, and we want to make sure that we are in all the rooms where the decisions are made. So that's why we need to increase our sales capacity. And then the second one is to grow from just logistical bottleneck solution to more life cycle solution, where we can deliver the solution from the raw product data to optimized storefront sell-through. And there are 3.3 million companies in this industry, and the industry is growing. So if you want to join us in our mission, we would be happy to have you on board. Thanks.
Nikita, starting with the obvious question, valuation.
Maybe you can do that.
Okay.
Yes. And a second question to every startup that was here. Is there any reason why you haven't put a valuation? You always put the number that you ask, but no valuation.
So yeah, so I can send. So we are doing a rolling round. So that means that we are taking convertible note on the road. So we can sign right now. If you are interested, I can send you the contract in 5 minutes. So and our ceiling, we do not have ceiling actually. We have floor. So that means that our floor is 6 million.
Understood. Thank you. Other questions from the audience?
But still, someone needs to take a picture of the furniture that you can generate with AI, like this, for example, setup. Yeah.
So one of our clients is based in UK, and their factory is in Poland. And they had this problem that they needed to hire a photographer who is actually a wedding photographer, and he couldn't do good pictures, and it was too high, too contrasted and everything. So what he started doing is just taking the pictures with the phone in the factory, and that's it. So we need that one picture.
Vitalis?
What's your go-to-market strategy? How are you selling right now?
So, as I mentioned now.
And the sales cycle as
Sure.
well.
So we changed our strategy significantly on December, as I told you. And now we sell bigger tickets. So like before we were selling just like self-service solutions first, but now we changed it. So now actually we start talking just from 5,000 and above. And our sales cycle is 30 days. So our fastest sale was 5 days. Blomus, with Blomus, it was 2 weeks. And Bison actually came to us themselves because they tried all our competitors and they were not happy with them. And our first customer, Furniture One, is actually good friends with them, and they are very happy with us. They actually are going everywhere and saying that we are the best solution out there and introducing us to others, and now they are introducing us to other Polish bigger brand called Miriam 24. So they are a big company selling B2B from to other companies. So they came to us because Furniture One said that we are the best solution.
Nikita?
But proactively you as well says
Yes.
yes.
Yes, so we are selling outbound. So we have two main channels that works right now. So most effective right now is going to conferences and meeting companies there. But it's of course limiting because like now in summer there will not be so many conferences. And the next channel that we now are optimizing is outbound sales. So we are now hiring really aggressively and we are restructuring to make sure that we have our burn rate under control and making sure that we are nailing go-to-market, because this is the only problem that actually now we need to nail, and when we nail it, then we can grow pretty fast.
Nikita?
The question is about your competition. So far you said you named a few, but
Yeah.
I think the biggest competition will be the just ChatGPT or whatever. After, not today, but after let's say a year or a year and a half, when they evolve, they're evolving quite quickly, and they have a lot of money to burn. So they can be using the same spectrum in half a year.
So sure. So that's why we are in one vertical, because we believe that being in one vertical, we can deliver better quality. And there are a lot of horizontal tools that do mediocre job. But we see that actually focusing on one vertical makes a huge difference, because they have very different problems. And when we tried our solution in the very beginning, in the discovery stage, we talked with different segments, with different marketing agencies, with different e-commerce verticals as well. And we found that actually if we want to do something good, we need to focus on one thing, because they have their own problems. Like in furniture, reupholstery is a huge problem that we are solving. Then let's say they have different kind of products, cards that they want to deliver, like different angles, like 45 angle from one side, then from the other side, then straight, then back, then a certain number of lifestyles. So there are certain things that furniture brands do differently than the others. And because we focus, we can do it better. And why actually we are not afraid of ChatGPT is also because, as I mentioned, our goal is to be not just AI, like native AI solution. We see our value higher, and this is in managing whole life cycle. So from the factory, the first picture in the factory, and making sure that we can optimize the pictures that are put onto different kind of e-shops online. So this is a little bit different value, and we don't believe that ChatGPT will focus on all of that at once.
All right, thank you. Was there a quick question? Very quick one.
Quick, yeah, maybe. I'm a technical one. So you started with the premise that you want to solve a problem, that you get something that you didn't, the perception was wrong, you got something wrong from. So it was marketed differently. So there's an accuracy problem, right? So what is your accuracy? Have you measured it? Like, how does your solution actually solve this problem that you started out with?
How really good that I have a technical person here, like product guy, so he can answer this, I think, Billy.
I'm both the product and the technical side, and the dark cardinal behind the scenes. In a nutshell, it very much depends on the category. There are things that are more complicated if you have like mesh structures and like transparency and translucency and so on. An average number, we're hitting 87% first shot accuracy accepted. Without complicated textures, we have reached with one customer 97. Blomos, for example, the other company, they are building their own unique designs. They're not sourcing from factories, because also, you have two types of retailers. The ones who actually design the stuff, make it and sell it, or the ones who just source all of them from the same factory. So the more common the product is, of course, the more easy it is to visualize it in a very different way. So with very unique products, I live in Denmark, so I also sold one Danish brand, and they also do the Danish designs, right? So then you actually need to kind of tweak the workflows to actually adjust for unique elements. So you start off with like barely 50-60% accuracy, and then you do like 200 pieces of this category, 100 pieces of that category, and then you get to like 80 plus, and you're good.
Yeah.
The follow-up question is,
Can we please ask this conversation afterwards? Thank you. Yes, thank you. We're out of time, and a round of applause to Simon. Thank you.